Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. This is a Deathless Mausoleum walkthrough. I say walkthrough, I've already done it. Like you can see, yeah, I've done it. I've also done normal difficulty. I'm just going to go over some of the fights, some of the things to remember, some things that might save you for those that might find this a little bit of an issue in places. Yes, there'll be people yelling at this video going, I did it with no revives, I was easy. Good for you. Calm your tits. Apart from some scuffy AI in places, actually really enjoyable. I actually enjoyed myself. That's a rarity in MCOC at the moment to say I enjoyed myself. And I'm actually I'm looking forward to using the Deathless champions in my... I might even do that as my next Necropolis run. Especially now that I've 100%ed both normal and hard. Do you need to do both? No. But what I wanted to do was like... I'm like... at an age where I need to do something about 10 plus times to actually get down a rotation. Also, I am finding like some issues with like my screen. I've cleaned it down a few times. It's about 4 years old now, so it kind of needs replacing, but I don't really want to do that. That's a lot of money to come out at a time that I'm not really kind of like, you know, up for that. So the PC version, if you are thinking about doing this, maybe wait for the PC version next couple of months, or get involved with it now, because it is relatively straightforward and it is a bit fun. The normal difficulty is a little bit more straightforward in that you have like, was it less traps on this one? No, actually, I think it might be the same traps. You got like, yeah, no, it is 2 traps. It is 2 traps on this because I was looking at going, is it more than 1 trap? It actually... Anyway, to get yourself started with just some general kind of like advice, I would say boost. If you are wanting to reduce your spend on kind of like revives, if that is going to be like a lot of people won't, you'll get your rotations down, but if mistakes happen, then you might be using revives. If not, fine. Pop on boosts. I have plenty of these boosts popped off. Shout out to Kabam as well, because what they did was they allowed within the Super Daily that you could pick up a lot more of the shards, and that means that you would have popped these open and got yourself some boosts as a result, which you can see I've been running at the moment. The mastery setup that I went for this one is a it's the double-edged liquid courage. It is recoil mastery, so you've got to be very careful about utilizing your health. Yes, I use 7 stars, but if you rank for 6 stars and do normal difficulty, it probably will work. Of course, if you do hard, you want to use 7 stars, which is a different kettle of fish. I decided for all of my Deathless based champions that I would make them rank 2. And that is a personal choice, whether or not you like to or not. I just found they were a lot more effective as a rank 2 7 star, and of course if you were doing a rank 4 6 star, that's a different story for that. And I will probably rank 3 my Thanos, not the other ones, keep them at rank 2 for the time being and see how they function in something like Necropolis, because resources are so important, especially if you're doing endgame content. You want to make sure your resources and ranking ups are balanced well enough. Okay, what else when it comes to setup for this, because we will go in at the moment. One mistake that I did, massive mistake, and just don't make this mistake, assign relics. I didn't do that. I forgot to do that. Silly me. Slap me on the wrist. Okay, but I did do 1 relic, and that was Guillotine Deathless. She was clearing everything. With the mastery setup, the liquid courage double-edged mastery, she's fantastic. If you're SP3 rotating, great, because if you've got a crit rating, stat focus, boom, big damage, fantastic. Can't recommend that enough. Also, something I do recommend to have is the greater special 3 defense boost. If you are doing a run, especially on the destroyer, and also it's helpful for Thanos boss potentially, but I would recommend having the greater special 3 defense just for that, because it might keep you alive and that might save you a revive, to be brutally honest. Up to you if you want to go and train in the normal difficulty as well. I think that's all the build up. Let's actually kind of like talk about some of the paths. So on the left path, I heard a lot of people be frustrated with gore. For me personally, I would focus more on getting my Guillotine, because the thing is, they are built around taking the certain champions against them. Like Guillotine is helpful against the path. King Groot against the tech path there. Vision against the mutant path. Like, they're all designed to do the respective paths. Of course, when it comes to the boss, different story. By the way, Guillotine, Deathless, chef's kiss, fantastic, better with the mastery setup that I have. Anyway, back to this lane right here. We'll talk about the boss a little bit later on in the video. So the left hand side path is those cosmics. I would say keep Venom to an SP1 if possible. That is like a go-to kind of like suggestion there. Hercules, if you get him down to about 7 to 3%, throw your SP3. At that particular point, you're going to bypass Immortal, and therefore you'll be able to smash out the champion from the fight and make it a lot more easier than him being in that kind of Immortal stretch. You have to keep the champions suppressed because of the extent of unblockable that comes your way. When it comes to the Gore fight, though, I would recommend with this pushing Guillotine Deathless. First of all, have boosts on because it's actually going to be doable. Don't think about SP2 rotating because from what I gather and what I remember, you won't be able to put on debuff. He has debuff immunity, so that means that he won't be able to SP2. So I would say more effectively be pushing with that degen, and of course having the Ghost Rider Relic helps to kind of increase the degen damage, but more crucially, SP3. The SP3 of Guillotine Deathless's kit will allow you to do an extra amount of damage. You could SP1 if you want to rotate, but I personally would do SP3 rotation because it just makes it just so much more easier just to absolutely smash out that path. On the subject of the tech path, however, this, of course, use King Groot. How you set up is going to be up to you. I personally like to do SP1s to like put in some armor break groundwork, and especially when you go up against Warlock, you've got to watch out that you're not going to be suppressed on your healing, so you've got to watch out for infected. You've got to keep your distance. One of the big things about the path is that static blast. Sorry, I can't speak. Static blast. You've got to keep some distance away because otherwise you're going to be rooted. No, it's not. It's the other one, isn't it? It's compelled duel. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. I mean, yes, you look out for static blast, but I would say compelled duel is probably the main bugbear. Champion throws an SP1, SP2. If you're close, you're going to be rooted. Problem, yes. How do you solve that problem? Well, try and keep your distance. Not easy when the enemy champions are going to be unblockable. So you've got to work fast and quickly to get there. If you are feeling that you're losing health for whatever reason, throw an SP3 with King Groot Deathless and you'll be able to regen a little bit. That's top tip from somebody that plays King Groot quite a bit. And that will mitigate any kind of damage loss. It is frustrating with the AI. I might throw footage in this section of me having an issue with, but you know, reigning supreme, but you got to watch out. You're going to be against the wall, enemy's going to have an SP2 and not throwing it. The AI isn't great, it's not been fixed. Kabam still has to fix it, so you've got to be careful. I did find a bit of a difference between the AI being a little bit wonky between normal and hard being a bit sus, but you know, that again, that's Kabam and that's their AI and that's how they put together content. They want your money, they want your revives, they want your units. Possibly. Tinfoil hat job? Yeah, okay. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. I would say with the path as well, look out for a Mega Sentinel. You've got to keep the champion to an SP1, otherwise it becomes difficult. I would recommend as well armor breaking as soon as you can. Not great if you are recoiling. And with Viv Vision, if you can push to an SP2, you will be having a better time. Go into a block stance and push out to the champion's SP2. It makes it so much easier. Like if you have problems with it, SP2 all the way, and that's what I have to say on that. I think that's probably the only thing that's of note with that path. Nothing too scary. You just got to make sure to armor break, watch out for the rooting, and take it from there. Again, another path with the Vision path. This is the one we go against a lot of mutants. Infectious Wrath, helpful. Hell or Hearty, not so helpful. The champion will get regeneration buff. At this particular point in time, I would recommend to play about with the champion. Because you need phasing. If you're not phasing, you will have a problem with being able to heal block. And you'll need to heal block because they're going to heal a little bit. You can only get your heal block providing a special attack or effect generates a phase charge. And that is important because you have to bring the champion down through the power. So it's like for every 4% of the opponent's max health prevented by heal block, you also inflict the degen. But I would say that you've got to try and make sure you're phasing at the time and build the champion past a certain power threshold. So it's like in order to trigger phase, Vision's SPs have got to reduce the opponent's power below any full bar and you gain a phase charge. That is how you start getting your heal block. And that is a difficult rotation to get. I messed up a couple of times, but I ended up getting and pushing through it. It's just a learning curve. Get phasing, get a phase by doing the power control. Then you'll be able to get through and suppress the power. So that's always helpful. Oh, and a quick note on Sauron. If you are finding trouble with the SP1, try and push the champion to an SP2 and intercept through that unblockable stage that he has. I did that and it was okay, although I'm a bit peed off with Kabam about that 1% bug if I've shown it in footage. Oh my god, 3,000 damage. Blinking hell, Kabam. Naughty Kabam. The final path is the She-Hulk path. If you have problems with the Destroyer fight, get the SP3 Boost on to kind of suppress damage on that. It's a tough one if the AI is not playing ball. Hood fight, SP1, keep, rotate very easily. Watch out for indestructible, unblockable, very easily to avoid that. Ebony Maw, however, I would say with that, once you heavy attack to break the focus, you've got to focus on that to break the focus with the heavy attack. However, that is just going to be either AI is going to play ball for you or it's going to be painful to you. On my run in normal difficulty, it was fine. In my run in hard difficulty, there's some questionable AI stuff. I'm just throwing it out there. I was not happy about that. And we finish off the video on Deathless Thanos. This fight is actually really fun if things are going your way. If they're not going your way, then there's a problem. Even though it's all about using certain champions for this one, I ended up using my Deathless Guillotine a lot more because I found that she was more effective, she was doing a lot more damage, and as well with the Relic, probably the better choice overall for ramping. If you can keep the champion to an SP1, that's fine. If you can avoid or evade the special attacks, you'll get a grit passive. If you get a grit passive, you can deal with that unblockable, which is a problem. If you, for whatever reason, find yourself that the enemy is on an SP2, then you need to be very careful because corrosion will end up just like taking all your health. But if he hasn't reached that full ramp of the champion, because obviously he full ramps up, then you can deal with it by avoiding the fiery balls heading towards you. Now, I will be slowing down parts of this footage to showcase what I mean. When the fiery balls are coming towards you, avoid them. Don't avoid the blue balls, so to speak. That sounds so weird saying that, but you know what I mean. Like there's going to be aura balls coming towards you, and there's two that look a bit more fiery. If you evade them or dex them, you will be fine. You will get a grit passive and you'll be able to smash off the enemy. Some of the words that I'm using is not great, but you know what I mean, and you can see what I mean on screen. That's been it when it comes to like some advice. Other than that, just smash out the champion. It's really straightforward on rotation and fun. You know, for the best part of it, I had a lot of fun playing this mode. And that will about do it for the Deathless Mausoleum. I think I forgot what it is. Deathless Mausoleum guide, walkthrough, whatever this is. And yeah, right up in the description if you want to go and read that. A lot of fun. And yeah, looking forward to getting into Necropolis. That's been a video. Check out some other content located on screen. I'll see you on the next one. And goodbye for now.